Hey, good afternoon. 2 o'clock on Tuesday, the 7th of October. And I was doing a presentation yesterday and I was going through, I started to go through my regular deck or presentation, which really isn't a deck, but I have at least an outline of the way I want to present our intice 360 solution with website, digital retailing, advertisements, and so on. And the reason I'm telling you this story is when I set up the presentation, the dealer was really interested to talk to us about Google advertisements. So digital advertising, search engine marketing. But the reality is the reason that he was looking to us for Google marketing wasn't just for Google marketing, but it was to fix what was wrong. What was wrong at the store was that they weren't selling enough cars at the end of the day. But the reason is because he wasn't happy with the amount of traffic that was coming to their dealership website and then how many leads that were generating from their dealership website. So it's not just a Google Ads issue. It's not just, I need to do a better job with Google Ads or I need to spend more money with Google Ads. So that's going to get me more leads. The picture is much bigger than that. The opportunity for change is much bigger than that. And if you're a dealer that may be looking at what happened last month and you're saying, we got to change something, we need to get different results. And maybe you're considering just making a switch with your Google Ads provider, your search engine marketing provider, your digital advertising provider. Maybe you're thinking bigger and you're looking at your website provider. And maybe you're thinking that, God, if I try to take on too much, it's going to be just too much distraction. I'm here to tell you that if you are thinking about making a change, I would take 3 or 4 steps back so you can take 7 or 8 forward. And that is reevaluate everything that you're doing from a digital perspective. And as I was thinking through the content for this video and recapping a presentation for what we do for dealers, I was reminded of a video that I shared a few years ago now. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and let me go ahead and get that pulled up on my screen right now. Let me see if I can do this. Yeah, there we go. Let me just go over to YouTube. And let me just go into all of my videos. I can sort my videos. One of the videos that we have gotten more activity on than almost all is this one right here, APR. And it's going to
Build a website you
super loud, but it is a digital content strategy. I'll go ahead and mute that and I'll just have that play there while I'm chatting over it. It's a digital content strategy. And I wanted to kind of revisit that digital content strategy a few years later and how we have evolved this with the introduction of intice 360. So back in I think this was 3 years ago, it says. So I think it was early in 2022. We were in the middle of creating intice 360. We were in development mode, we were in pivot mode, and we were moving away from just being a widget provider and a digital advertising provider and moving into being a full website solution provider with intice 360. And the reason that we are making this pivot, the reason that we are making this change is what we were finding out back then is that dealers really need to rethink everything, not just one piece of it, not just one part of it, not just looking at what you're doing from a social media standpoint, not just looking at what you're doing from a search engine marketing standpoint, but look at how everything works together. And so what I want to do today is really dig into the secret to digital marketing and something that you can do with or without us. And specifically, I want to talk about this digital content strategy. And the digital content strategy really is going to start from what you're doing from a content strategy standpoint. The content is going to be key when it comes to what you're deploying through Google Ads, through display advertisement with conquest display and retargeting display, the creative that you are using for social media marketing, for Facebook advertising, for Instagram, um, the content that you are using for video advertising, whether that's going to be on connected TV, whether that's going to be on uh, a YouTube platform with pre-roll, which we like to call it in our industry. And conquest email. So really all of the different channels, search, social, display, video, conquest email, having a cohesive approach to your marketing. So when somebody sees you, they know it's you, that you have this consistent brand with a ton of variation of content. And that's what we've developed with Intice 360 and with our content creation engine. Now, any provider can do this. It's just a matter of how much time and energy that they're going to put into creating all of the different variations of content. So let's look at that a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen again here. And I want to share, first of all, and I know I talked about this the other day on one of my videos, is that I've used ChatGPT to help me write a whole bunch of mini applications. I was actually sharing this with one of my dealers today of ways we are as an agency using AI to help us do a better job for our dealers. One of the ways that we're doing it is we're using ChatGPT to help us write little web-based applications that makes us way more efficient as a provider, and we can take a whole bunch of time out of our day and our week, and my team members can be focused on things that allow us to be much more effective in our overall strategy. And we've seen some incredible improvements over the past couple months implementing this AI-driven strategy that starts with like these little applications. For example, so I'm going to share my screen real quick here. You can see I can jump in here and I can share one of my dealers. Of course, we like to share Brandon Honda, since that's our first beta test dealer. And I'm just going to blow this up a little bit. So what you're looking at right here is our display advertisement. So this is Conquest Display. You got 4 different ad sizes. This is actually part of our conquest display we call Flux. Is a 2-layer approach that includes some animation, but the core of it is taking the dealership's offer and putting them into the display video 360 platform inside the Google marketing platform, which allows us to target in-market consumers in this specific area on tons of different websites. But high quality first person targeting is what we're doing. And you can see here, here's our Ridgeline in 4 different ad sizes. Here is our Passport in 4 different ad sizes. Here is our Odyssey. Here is our HRV. Here is our CRV. So you can see that we have a ton of content, all the different model offers in multiple different ad sizes. And this is just one component. So this is just Conquest Display. We have all of these assets available. And you can see what we do for our dealers is we create tier 1 style events, like you can see with our Fall for Honda event that's going on right now, since we don't have any tier 1 events that we can tie into. So why we choose and why we love Conquest Display is because of the way that we can target consumers. We've built a strategy. I can see what happened there. Hold on. Boom. I'm going to go back here so you can see these. We've created a strategy that allows us to create an audience that we can deploy for all of the different channels, whether it's Google search, whether it's social media marketing with Facebook and Instagram, whether it's Conquest email, whether it's Conquest Display, and then ultimately retargeting display. We create one omni-channel audience that we can deploy against all of those platforms. And the way that we're able to do it is we can target not just a person, but we can target the devices for those individual people. So me as a person, I might have 3 or 4 different devices that can be targeted. So we go beyond just the person. So we can target that customer on email, and regardless if they open up an email or not, they're going to see the display ads that we're creating for the dealers on any of the sites that the customer might go to, whether it's like Car Gurus or KBB or Cars.com, or it's MSNBC, or it's Fox News. It's whatever sites that I go to, I'm going to be able to be targeted by a particular dealer. So one area that we build this in, our content creation engine, this content first strategy, is by developing all of these assets at scale for display. Now, if I pop back over here and I jump back into here and look at my display banners, I'm gonna do the same thing. Let me go ahead and look at Brandon Honda. Here I can actually group these by size. These are again little applications that I had ChatGPT help me build. I'm gonna make this a little bit smaller this time so we can see these a little bit better. So again, now these are the social media assets that we're creating for one dealer. So you can see that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 different offers. And a lot of people might say that that's overkill, but this is what allows us to just give massive success in social media, because we have so many different assets, so we're not getting ad fatigue. And the way that we create our audiences and the way that we can target consumers based on those device IDs really is a game changer. So again, 12 different offers at this 1080 by 1920 ad size, 12 different offers at the 1200 by 628, 12 different offers on the 1080 by 1080, and then we have this 1920 by 200 ad size as well. So again, now we have all of these assets being deployed on Facebook and on Instagram, social media marketing. Content first strategy, generating all this content, getting it approved, getting it placed within a super fast, short period of time that allows us to get in front of consumers faster than any other dealership, because of the way that we've created this system. All of this data gets pumped into Facebook right from a data feed. So the speed to market is unmatched in automotive. Additionally, let's talk about video creative. And for this, I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to go over to one of our dealers. I'm going to go into this video channel that we create. This video channel is going to feature all of the videos that we create for a dealer. We create digital videos that are specific for YouTube advertising and Facebook advertising. So digital marketing through video. These are all different based on the different model offers, and they tie into what's going to happen on the dealership website as well. So I can go ahead and share this with you real quick. Here's an example of the $199 a month Civic ad.
Right now at Brandon Honda, you can get great prices and payments on hundreds of new Hondas. Plus, receive $5,000 in benefits and savings with our Advantage Club. Get amazing deals across our full lineup during the Fall for Honda sales event. Get all the facts at BrandonHonda.com.
So with this, we're doing some very specific things. I get to 5 or 6 seconds right about here. This is where we show the offer. It's going to pop in. It's going to have some confetti. So we're going to allow that customer to stay engaged past the time that they can actually skip that ad. We also use these ads in Facebook and Instagram where they can go right into the inventory right in Facebook, and we can convert that customer with a Facebook forms lead that goes right through our lead system. And it's a great way to get an extra 20 to 30% lift in leads generated from your digital marketing. And this is going to look super familiar, right? You look at the way that we have this laid out, we can go right back to the dealership's homepage, and you're going to see that we have this custom theming that's going on that's really creating a brand for the dealership. in all of the digital marketing that we're creating. So that is a little bit about the video content, the social media content, the display content. Let's take a minute and let's look at uh, email marketing. And to do that, actually, let me do this real quick. Let me come back here. Let me get this pulled up so I can share this with you. And the first thing I'm going to do is, bear with me a second. I can go into my Conquest email and I'm going to pull up this particular dealer so we can look at their example. So I'm giving you the roadmap, and you can do this yourself if you want, or you can have your website provider or your digital marketing provider do this. But we'll see if they could actually get that pulled off for you. Oop. Here we go. Just had to find my right tab. So this right here is a email template that we're running right now. So what's cool about this, first of all, is the audience that we're targeting. So for this particular dealership, we target over 1 million customer deployments every single month. And with that, we take that full audience and we're able to open that up through multiple different avenues. Like I already said, this is the same strategy that we deploy across all of our dealers. But you can see we got the 5 big ways to save. We got the Fall for Honda sales event. We got our branding around there. We got our different offers, our 5 big ways to save with 0 down payment, 0 payment for 90 days, 0.9% financing, $2,500 trade-in assistance, got a $2,000 voucher. All of this is fall themed. We have all of our offers with our, I didn't even bring up the animated 360 spin gifts that we create for all of our offers. So we embed those into the email and a bunch of different CTAs that we have throughout this email. This email is very long on purpose because actually if I come in here and I show you what this actually looks like in a mobile device, you're going to see that this is, it really looks more like a social media feed than it does an email. And this is one way that we're able to tap into what customers are doing right now today and get a ton of engagement at the top and all the way down at the bottom because it becomes a social media feed right in their email. So that's a little bit about our Conquest email marketing, our video marketing, our display. I can show you our retargeting. And to do that, I'm going to also pull up what happens when a customer visits your dealership website. What happens when they leave? I'm going to share with you what happens when a customer leaves one of our dealership websites. So this is inherently built into intice 360. So you can see that we have these really nice, beautiful looking VDP retargeting ads. We feature all of the images of the vehicle that I looked at when I was on the dealership website. Let me just go ahead and hit this again. You can see these previews built in. So if I visited a 2023 Genesis G70 used vehicle and I left the dealership website, I'm going to start to see this vehicle pop up on all of the different websites. And it's going to show all these big, beautiful images, super high resolution. So they look great on modern devices. And then what's really cool about this is if I click on this, what's going to happen is it's going to deliver me right back to the dealership's website, right on that VDP. So you can see up here, which you probably can't see because it's very, very small, but you would see if you could see that URL that we have dynamic UTM codes. So anytime somebody clicks on any one of our ads, that gets tracked right back into Google Analytics, all the way down to the individual vehicle itself. So massive amounts of data that we can bring into our marketing across, again, search, social, display, video, all of those different platforms. Now, one of the things I said at the beginning of the video is that it is a full cohesive solution, that all of it works together. That's what we started developing 6 or 7 years ago. That's what we were in the middle of developing in 2022 when I shared that video earlier about our content, our digital content strategy. But where it all comes together is what happens on the dealership's website. So what happens when a customer clicks on one of those ads and we bring them to our dealership website? What landing page are we dropping them on? What calls to action do we have in front of the customer where that customer can act? And how can we encourage the customer to spend time on the site, to research, to go through some sort of purchase journey on the dealership's website? Now, we do that a couple different ways, and I'm going to focus in on one key way that we do that, and that is by our specials system. This special system is baked right into an Intice 360 website. So you don't have to go out and buy another technology or a widget or an iframe. This is something that's inherently built into an Intice 360 website. So when we build out all of those different ads, it pairs to a desktop and mobile slider, and it pairs to a video that gets added to the dealership's website. And it pairs to a landing page for each one of these offers. Now sometimes that will happen. I'll look at, it happens when I'm logged in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to a different dealership that I'm not logged in. You got this $269 a month, $549 a month, whatever special that we have built out for the dealership, $419 a month. I click on that $419 a month. I go right to the landing page. From this landing page, this is exactly what a customer would land on. Let's say if they clicked in the Conquest email marketing tile that's in that, and then they click on that, or they click on an ad in Facebook or Instagram or on Google Ads. We drive them to dedicated landing pages that's fully optimized for search engine optimization, fully optimized for AI as well, but it's fully optimized for lead conversion or to start a purchase journey on a dealership's website. For example, you can see right here, I can schedule a test drive for this offer. So if I click on that, I can schedule a test drive. I can go through our lead maker technology and generate that lead. It generates an appointment. It sets up an appointment on the customer's calendar. It sends a lead right to the dealership's CRM. It provides a appointment certificate that a customer can get. I can also get my Kelley Blue Book trade-in value right from this page. I can get an offer for me to sell my vehicle or trade my vehicle in, get a real offer. I can get pre-approved on this vehicle. The lead that goes to the dealership CRM includes all of the information for this special. So there's a connection to what is happening real time from an email or an ad to what happens on the dealership website, to what happens when your salespeople gets that lead in the CRM. So there's a ton of connectivity. And if a customer does want to convert into a lead right now, maybe he wants to watch a video. So they can open this up, watch the $419 a month video for the Odyssey. Maybe I don't want to convert into a lead right now, but I want to save this information for later. So I click on that. I can send this information right to my email. Maybe I want to share this with somebody else. I can just grab a link to it and now share it via SMS or email. I can favorite this and I can come back to it later. You can see that we share it right there, or we save it right there to the customer's wallet, if we want to call it that. Or I can just search for inventory, which is then going to pull up all of the Odysseys that this particular dealership has in stock, and it creates the banner that matches the offer that I was just at. And then I can jump in, learn more information about this offer. Conditional offers are available. I can unlock my best price. Again, I got more CTAs here, and I can continue to go through here. So this is the SRP VDP landing page. One last thing we can look at is, here's my new vehicle specials. In addition to have a dedicated landing page with the specials, you can even see that this that I favorited this offer earlier, and it pops up as favorited right there. But here's all of the offers that I have available right now. You can see that they're all here on our specials landing page. And we also have national offers, which is going to pull automatically from the OEM. They're going to show up right here. And these also have all of the dedicated CTAs where I can get pre-qualified and get a trade value. All of that information is available. So that's a little bit about our content creation engine that allows us to start with all of the offers from a particular dealer. And then from those offers, we build out all of the assets programmatically, dozens and dozens and dozens of assets for social media marketing, for display, for Facebook, for Instagram. We deploy it to an omni-channel audience that allows us to go past the person and go through to their multiple devices and hit them on different devices, whether it's a connected TV or a mobile phone or my desktop. We're able to connect to those device IDs. It's a great way to create this fully interconnected marketing solution. So, as I started to talk about earlier in this video, I was talking to a dealer yesterday, getting ready to do a presentation. He was interested in learning about what we do for search engine marketing. And yeah, sure, if a dealership wants to use this for search engine marketing and that's all they want to do, sure, we can handle that. And we could deploy our strategies, and we can reduce the CPC, and we can get more bang for the buck, and all of that is great. But the real reality is that when a dealer is thinking about making a change to any one of the tools or any one of the technologies or any one of their vendors, it probably would make more sense to step back even further and reevaluate everything, and not to be afraid to jump in with both feet with a solution like intice 360. We would love to have the opportunity. If you're a dealer that's considering making a switch to another website provider, we would sure love to have the opportunity to share with you what we do. Currently, we're servicing Honda dealerships through the HDS program, Acura dealerships through the ADDP program. We have Kia and CDJR dealers on our program, out of the OEM program. So you have options. I appreciate the opportunity to share this information with you. And as always, you'll find this video and many others at intice.com.